Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? JoJo. I need to make a JoJo character. It's just some of these um, fashion stuff in this game is kind of doo-doo, but I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out if someone drops a fire JoJo character on here and have that as the stand alone. But Joker having personas and them having kind of the same properties as stands, I thought that was a pretty kind of close resemblance. But whatever, man. I'm not here to impress you people. This week with JoJo, I think they got the message and they were like, okay, you guys seen all the stands of the homies, but have you seen all the stands work alongside with the main man, Geo himself? My God. Him adding his ability to anyone's ability almost makes him super, super stupid broken. And to see it this week and to know that it's already kind of been easy for him in the sense of to figure out and to make his next game plans. He's been relatively lucky to have a understanding of what he needs to do relatively quickly, and because of that, I think it's one of the ways that Geo himself as a character is just so terrifying because anything in any situation that he's in, he finds these little tiny um, things in reality that should help him. And one thing in reality was pretty much the whole fact that with the gasoline in this week and how he fused the bike inside of this guy, I'm like, his ability is getting so fast and so like accurate that now once it does something, it doesn't miss. Like he's doing his attacks, and the only way to really like know if your attack is good is if it lands, right? And one thing about these shows is if they bring out a character that like practically never misses any of his strategies, every attack is amazing. But the thing I had a problem with um, was just the point of how he's creating life the way he is. And I think I understand just a little bit more of it by watching all of this taking place. So pretty much when let's say I punch my TV or I've had contact with my TV, not even actually, let's just say I punch you and I remember every single grain of detail of my TV. I can then create that TV because my stand punched you and creates life, or in this case, an animate object that I wanted to create. And the weird thing of all of this is when the bike is used, it's completely like it's destroyed, like it looks like it's been burnt up, it looks like it's been caught on fire, which in my opinion, if I'm Geo, I'm not leaving evidence of the bike, you know what I mean? Like, it takes me one flick of the wrist to turn this bike into a mouse that can run across the country somewhere, you know what I mean? So it kind of felt like this was the show's way of saying, hey, our main characters can be stupid too. And I mean, to even come down to the point that it was straight up Malone, I think is his name, the babyface stand user. They're like, oh yeah, that's literally his bike. Like, whoa, who would have thought that his bike would just be there, caught on fire and seemingly, with no rider. And I know where he's at. He said he was handling and fighting the noob. So clearly he's not here, and they know each other's stands. So kind of weird there, in the sense of just why they would leave evidence of any type of sort. I mean, they got rid of all of those cars to cause a commotion for a reason, but yet they don't get rid of something that could be easily spotted by, their buddies. And I think it all came down to timing and how quickly they needed to get the freak out of there. Because as soon as they knew that they were there, they contact them, tell them where they are now, and boom, bam, they're there. So I understand it was probably the author's thought process of there was a lot of time that happened between these two battles, not to mention so much time had gone by where this guy has snatched up two people that are relatively very important to the cause of everything. So yeah, that was one of the things that really popped out to me easily. Not to mention, whenever we see certain like characters partnered up, it makes you feel like who's going to be in the next like set piece. But in this case, we had three people in the car, and then homeboy straight up left somehow. Like the guy with it was a purple haze or whatever, purple smoke, and he just straight up dips out of nowhere, and it's because they're sending Geo and Amista to go and get the whatchamacallits. They're going to go get the message that they were sent from the boss, the disc from this train, or like from just like this place that had a lion statue. I can't remember if it was like another train station or not, but pretty much when they get there, there's something that they needed to receive, pretty much like the turtle. And we finally get a little bit of a glance of what the boss actually looks like, which, strange enough, he is like the person in the very beginning of the song, like the person who's all like rippled out in muscles. Or I could have sworn there was something in the well, yeah, he kind of, it feels like he would be that person because he's like naked underneath. It's just like a cloth of clothes or something. I don't even know, man. JoJo has bizarre characters, not just adventures, okay? I don't know why he's just chilling with this black thing around his body, but I'm guessing it's for a reason. But yeah, overall, we're definitely going to probably get a little bit of a hint of him, because they even went as far as he went as aka the boss, went as far as setting up the little guy who was with Trish already. And when he went to the train station where the turtle was, he must have went inside the turtle and had to leave this message. Also know that that the people who could use their abilities, the stands, they knew that Replay was one of them, or Moody Jazz, and straight up had him record like he did, like it was like 14 hours or something ago. Like it was a long time, and he could still pick it up. So and that's another funny thing about how all of this keeps taking place, guys. Geo was not there. He's staying 100% true to not wanting to show his ability to someone he doesn't trust, and that's why the show does so good in the small details that people aren't really talking about, that people don't give JoJo credit for. There's ways that these characters treat each other, and they don't go back on their word unless something either dramatically happens between them where they can, trust each other and be like, you literally risked your life, which he did, and he still doesn't trust him. And that's the type of narrative that was already had me guessing where the story could go with Geo's character. Like, sure, he's riding with these people and, fighting, and he's doing all this in the first place because he wanted the drugs out of his city. But I mean, what's stopping him from actually just being like, yeah, I wanted the drugs out of my city to stop hurting kids, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop the gangster corporatization and take everybody out of every place and stop, making money, or whatever has you, and that be a bad thing to our actual main characters that don't even exist right now. Diamonds are Unbreakable, who these things are what make me so excited to see what's coming forward, and even hearing or reading and actually listening to other people's reviews of how they see different things. I watched this 1 minute review where they were just talking about the color palettes and, Geo turned green, so that color palette mean he was, no, his baby face was green, so that means he was a novice and a greenhorn or all this, and then Geo turned like this orangish yellow, which is proud, and I was like, wow, you guys really are reaching for these ones. So I go out and talk about all these things that were broken down, and I didn't know all I had to do was talk about a color palette and that would be enough. So yeah, there was this color palette with the ice, and ice usually means cold. And so when the cold burr kicked in, Geo wanted to be hot. So what did hot Geo do? He did something hot. He went out and he grabbed bullets with his own body temperature, adding his Stan's ability, because like he said in this week, the thing that I was going to get to was he pretty much gave us the understanding of first, or at least a thing that you need to have, like accommodation. Nothing can be born at -100 Celsius. And for some reason, it's like, I guess Stans are being born every time they're summoned out. I guess that's why they call out their names and stuff like that. But can someone give me a lesson on maybe the overall broad statement of Stans? Because I'm pretty sure Stans really showed up more in Stardust Crusaders, right? Because if you guys haven't noticed, in like even Diamonds Unbreakable, when we see the oldest person of the JoJo family, he doesn't even have a stand, so to speak. It's like a whip. Like his ability comes from something completely different. And from the very first JoJo, he never had a stand. He used something completely different. And then up to like when we got to Star Crusader, all of a sudden he just put his hands in his pocket and this essence comes out of him, this whole entire new being, and he started punching. Let me know if I'm right on that. I always get it mixed up when stands were actually introduced, or in like maybe there was an actual bad guy that had a stand, and that was the evolution of the whole entire power, which is maybe Dio would have the first one to have a stand or something. I don't know. But when you look at like certain people's abilities, some of them were just like whips and weapons and stuff like that, or like a cockroach was its own stand, like it had like torpedoes coming out of it, So that's the type of stuff I still look forward to seeing in the show, is what else can be born in this world, and are we going to be getting some ridiculously even more over the top stands? The ice one this week was actually cool, but to be fair, I don't want to even think about how they're going to beat an ice guy by jumping into a canal. Like, he was capable of freezing the exhaust of a car while smashing his face at like 150 miles per hour, and then grab onto that ice and hold on to dear life still and keep up with them. You're now telling me that somehow he is going to straight up jump into a place where there's a whole bunch of easy freezable stuff and they're going to win somehow? That's what I want to see. That's some JoJo stuff right there, okay? But yeah, overall, man, I truly, truly love this stuff. We literally get Geo going in on 2 people this week, and one of them getting the upper hand on him and Mista very hard, and almost taking them out seemingly until, they come out with the bullets at the end of him picking up the bullets for him and putting his ability to make a root out of a bullet. Like, he literally grew life because the bullet itself was heating up after a shot. So, very, very genius with the writing, yet again, of course, or bizarre, I guess you can say. But when they stuck bullets underneath the man's skates, just all these different things always make JoJo so entertaining to watch. But But yeah, with the whole creating of life, it's just if he touches you or if he hits you anywhere or hits something with his stand, that now becomes his territory. That becomes his property, his new life that he can create. Or he can make a pistol. He can make something that's not living. So Geo, by far one of the most broken people I have ever seen, and I don't know what he is. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Is he in the middle? What the heck? Because the poison snake that he left at the station, wow. Like, you're not even joking right now. Like, he is on point, and this is, being done in front of people, his teammates, so it's like, who are you really going to cross him? And he's the newbie of the group, guys. He's the new guy. So the more experience, the better and more even deadlier this man's going to get, where he's not just going to be going anywhere without his stand already having set up some stuff for him. So absolutely thrilling ride, and still continuing the thrilling ride into next week. So let me know how you guys are feeling about JoJo, and also I am the Anime G, and make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like. It's all greatly appreciated. Just you guys viewing is super appreciated, guys. Thank you so much, and with that, peace.